believe we get to do this. Oh, I love it. I love doing this with you. Welcome to step 5. Scaling up, going a little bigger again. Are you ready? You might need to give yourself that little pep talk again about surrender, and that to get to confidence on the other side, you need to go through the thing and go through it enough times for it not to be a big deal anymore. So if that means wrecking 10 large canvases, then so be it. Do you see? Let go, let go, let go, let go. There's treasure coming. It looks like madness. It doesn't. For anyone who doesn't understand this process, it's going to look like madness, and you'll have to just sit with that. Sorry, but you will, and they will see. They'll watch and they'll see, and it will be very powerful when you come out the other side and coming at those canvases is no big deal to you anymore. You'll be surprised how many people take note. So you are a shining beacon of light. Make no mistake. And the more fearless, well, I guess we move despite the fear, don't we? It's not that we're not afraid, because, you know, it's the same devil for every level. Like, I've still got to deal with it as well. I've still got my little excuses and exclusions and things that come up in my head. So again, that's really, I'm just reminding you, reiterating on the fact that you've got to keep your head and keep, it's like housekeeping. Just make sure that there's no junky stuff sitting around pulling down your vibe. It doesn't really serve you. It doesn't serve your heart's purpose. It's just this baggage sitting around. I got it too, don't you worry. So this is your reminder to journal. Keep journaling, keep doing it. And I think, well, I'll talk a little bit more about that. But again, I'm pretty sure I've talked about this before, the idea of holding two dueling concepts at once. You know, the tension of what is and what you're heading towards and what you're longing for. What is and what you're longing for. What you're doing this for. And there can be quite a gap in between those two things, and it's okay. It's okay. Isn't that a relief? Just sit in the relief that it is okay. The gap, accept it. Welcome it. The gap is just the difference between where you are now and what you can imagine for yourself, which sometimes presents as jealousy of somebody else's success. And if you're seeing other people in the Facebook group having their breakthroughs, going big and doing it right the first time, doing it right, that can be difficult. You know, I know that feeling, like you kind of get all hot and a bit agitated and resistant, and, you know, feeling kind of sick, like, oh, like, I want that thing. What, like, how come I don't get to have that? But you do. You do get to have it. And the only thing stopping you is that energy that comes up that is telling you that it's not yours. It is yours. Because you know that energy that comes up and gets in the way of whatever it is that's meant for you, making it look like it's not yours and that you don't deserve it, it's a lie. We're going to have a lot more practice at dealing with this. I still have to practice with it. I'm getting a lot quicker at moving through. Like, for instance, a couple of weeks ago, I bumped into an old friend and they had just opened a business, like an artsy business, and, you know, we were kind of sharing where we're up to, and I talked about some of my ideas, and next minute I see them advertising like my idea. as if it was their idea. It was a way to serve people, and like, I won't go into it, but it was definitely like my idea. And just this, like, the heat came over me, and I just thought, and I just wanted to react straight away, wanted to say something snarky on the post that I saw them advertising this thing that was my idea. But when I just caught myself with love, and I just, got myself breathing, and I just thought, do you know what? Like, that's not my thing, because it doesn't have me doing it. My thing is going to be so much more me-ish than what they can provide. And I know on the outside it looks like the same thing, but the heart of it will be entirely, completely different, and nobody can replicate that, what I do. And it's not like I'm, helping myself feel special again. It's not even that. It's almost this idea that something was stolen, but like coming back to the truth that what I'm doing can't be stolen, and that we are all one, and perhaps whatever they're doing is what they should be doing for their own development and their own becoming, and that's okay. So that was difficult, but it was, I just noticed myself getting through it a lot quicker, and that's what I wish for you. And I know that you can get there, and it is just a case of keeping on top of those thoughts and energies, the feelings that come up when you notice the heat, the rush in your body. Any time that you find yourself thinking ill of somebody, or like feeling excluded from a perceived glory, just remember that this is an invitation to you. It is not an exclusion. If you're feeling it, then it's an invitation, and you need to flip that. Like, just take the time to flip that and see it as an invitation instead of something that you're excluded from, or something that's like shut you out. I hope that makes sense. Sitting in that tension. Human, you are human. Do not underestimate yourself. And I'm speaking to myself here too, because I too have my doubts, and I too have my exclusions, and the excuses that come up when someone says, well, how come you're not doing that? And I just think, well, oh no, I couldn't do that because I've got this and that, and I'm so busy doing rah, 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 and I've got all these ideas. But when I sit with it and I just allow limitless potential to take hold of me again, I start to feel joy bubbling up, and I start to feel like I'm being swept up into something that already is. It's already there. And it's just me excluding myself with my own doubts and my own lack of belief. And who am I to teach you if I can't work through that stuff myself, for whatever level I'm on? And this is what I love about teaching like this and making these courses, is that I get leveled up as well. You know that. I'm not just up here just like dishing you out my crumbs. I'm actually in here with you, using the same stuff to push myself and refine myself as well. Unearth and refine my message. And like, we're only up to step 5 out of 12, and I'm feeling already so much more capable, and so much more of that limitless potential and excitement and joy for this journey than I was at the start. Because at the start we kind of have a sense of something that's possible, that's amazing, that includes us, but then when you start to think of the actual steps, you can kind of bog down with the hows and what does it actually look like. I don't know. I don't understand, or maybe I don't have what it takes. There's all these little doubts that can creep in and trip you over. And have you had that? Has that happened to you yet? Because it's okay. It's okay. But human, do not underestimate yourself. You are created to create. You are a creating machine. That's what you're made to be. And this is just about an undoing of the program and a lifting off of all kinds of weights and shackles and chains and things that we weren't born with. Don't belong to us. But what happens in that shedding is a miracle in itself, because we get to see ourselves overcoming something, busting through something, and that just blows my hair back. I love it. So you're shedding an intensely restrictive programming. That's what we're doing here. We're shedding an intensely restrictive programming that kept us all boxed up with limited ideas about ourselves and what we're capable of. You are more powerful than you know. Keep reminding yourself, you are more powerful than you know. There is so much more for you than you know. And this glory that is coming for you is not for the sake of yourself just being glorified. This is the thing too. It's an inclusive glory. It is a glory for the truth that has set you free, the truth that has included you in this goodness and this limitless unfurling. It's processing you higher and higher. This glory for the power at work within you that is processing you higher and higher, purer and purer, refining. And this is what you're going to see your art doing too. And I just have to say, like, when you post your art in the Facebook group, like, it gives me so much joy to see your expression, because, you know, I see all of this art. I see the difference in each expression, and it is so incredibly beautiful. Well, to me anyway. I know that, like, I just see the unique approach, the marks, the decisions that are made that is unique. You are so beautiful. You're so wonderful. You just got to give yourself the chance to see it. And the only way to do that is to do this stuff until it's no big deal, so that you get rid of all that energy of second guessing. And, like, you know, when something's new and you expend a lot more energy on it because you're worrying about, am I doing it right? And there's all this kind of emotional energy expenditure that if you just do that like 10 times, that 11th one that you do, you're going to find that you've got a lot more creative energy freed up to just come at it, you know, and just smash it out and really go somewhere. And because you've got more of that mental energy available, you've got energy to make the decisions and to question and be curious and be bold and confident and follow down any new paths that present themselves. This is how we're going to discover, and this is how we find our unique style and grow confident in it. So your life becomes an incredible, joyful expression of gratitude in this limitless flow of your unique expression. And it's something that, like, it doesn't overpower everybody else. This is what I want to keep coming back to. It's not that you're the one that's all glorified, like you are, but it's like you're holding something that's so much bigger than you, that involves the whole collective. And when everyone starts shining, it actually unifies and complements. The voices complement. So we become like a beautiful choir singing all kinds of incredible harmonies that keep changing. Like, because humans are that amazing. This is what I see for us. And isn't it crazy that just our art process can actually take us there in a way that I think, well, you can get there, you know, through lots of different creative modes, but this is where we are with our canvas and our paint. So it calls you so deeply because you're created to create. It's resonant to our core. So in your journal, I hope that you've made a habit of this, that you've got your journal handy whenever you're painting, so that like any thoughts that come up for you, have it handy during the day whenever you're noticing, I don't know, someone posts in the Facebook group and it starts to make you feel like excluded or like even jealous. I still get these feelings. Just rest assured, it's not like, there's no shame here. There's nothing to be ashamed of. We just need to see whatever it is and deal with it with all our love. There's so much mercy for this process, and so much on the other side. So it's worth processing. So come as you are, lay it all down. Let's have a look at it. What's it made of? The willingness to dig deeper. This is where the reward is. It's the willingness to dig deeper, listen longer, listen harder, listen more intently. Because you know what happens, like you spend 5 minutes doing this deep digging and just putting out your thoughts and then listening. And then for the rest of the day, your mind is kind of still in tune to that voice, and you just may well hear extra things as you're busy and get to just scribble them in too, and later on or the next day or something, you'll come back and read it again, and it'll just take you a whole nother level down. The journal is, like I said, it's probably the most powerful tool here. So willingness to sit with the questions. Do you find that difficult? Do you find it difficult to sit with questions and to sit in the tension of where you are now and where you wish to be, where I've promised that you'll be, if you go through and do all the exercises that I'm setting for you? Do you find that difficult? Because it's okay if you do. We just need to talk about it. Just put it down on paper, and then you'll find it easier to, it won't make you stuck. That's what I'm trying to say. And doing it this way, we're actually stretching our patience with hope. Attending to it with hope is stretching. And this only results in a deep set peace and joy, which I'm sure you'll agree, all of us need more of that in this life. Deep set peace and joy. That's what's coming. So glad you're here. So, hope that helps you keep your head. Let me know. Please remember, the more vulnerable that you can be, if it's too personal or you don't feel comfortable sharing it in the Facebook group, please email me or DM me on Instagram or whatever. I usually see things like that. So don't think just because you don't want to make it public in the Facebook group that you won't say it at all. I'm really intent on covering as much as we can. And when you say, I'm having a lot of trouble with this, it gives me an idea of another approach that we can include that will help. So the more vulnerable that you can be, it helps me and it helps you. Because when you're vulnerable, it just helps you move through, and you'll be surprised at what other people can contribute who have actually been through similar circumstances. So this community is such a wealth. I've just got to say, like, if you're one of the people who is active in that Facebook group and, you know, commenting and sharing, I know that you would vouch for this, that you're getting so much more out of it than what you put in, right? It's abundant. I love that kind of sharing in abundance. So in step 5, we have got, this is really demo heavy, and all of these demos are in real time. They are not edited. And the reason for that is that I want it to be like you're sitting with me in my studio. I'm sharing my thought processes and the reasons why I'm choosing to do things. I'm sharing my analysis, my ore cycling that's going on all the time. And I think it's also really important just to watch the slowness of the process, because if I edit, there are often small lengths of time that I'm actually sitting there watching, having thoughts, and just taking it in. I'm not just speeding, rushing through the process. I'll sit and let it speak to me. And that's important too. And I think you get more of a sense of that watching them in real time. Let me know how it feels. So we've got some zhuzhing demos, a lot of demos, and then at the end, intro to oils. That was a lot of talking. I hope that it's helpful for you. Let me know. I love hearing from you. Feedback really helps. Blessings on your beautiful head as you go through these videos.